Hi, my name is Shavy Ujjawal. My roll number is 1801118. Today I'll be talking on the topic agriculture in Indian economy. India is an agricultural based country where more than 50% of population is dependent on agriculture. This structures the main source of income. The commitment of agribusiness in the national income in India is all the more subsequently. It is said that agriculture in India is a backbone for Indian economy. At the time of independence, about 70% of the Indian population was dependent on agriculture for their livelihood. Share of agriculture in the national income was as high as 56.6% in 1950-51. However, with the development of industries and services in the subsequent plan periods, the percentage of population depending on agriculture as well as the share of agriculture in the national product has come down. Indian economy mainly comprises of output from the three sectors, the primary being agriculture, secondary being industries, and the tertiary as services. The contribution of agriculture in the GDP is 17.9%, that of industries is 24.2%, and services contribute to 57.9%. Whereas the manpower required is 28.6% in services compared to 17.11% in industries and 55% in agriculture. Thus, a sector with low employment rate is giving higher output to the economy, while the sector with high employment rate is giving lower output. So, what are the reasons for this situation? We'll just look at it, but before that, let's get an idea about the different agriculture practices in India. So, starting with the different agriculture practices in India, the first one is subsistence farming. It is the type of farming which is followed by majority of farmers in India. In this, an individual farmer owns around 1 to 2 acre of land and whole family is involved in cultivating this small piece of land. Primitive tools are used for production and no proper irrigation facilities are there. Also, the use of fertilizers and pesticide is low and therefore the total output is low. It is mainly done to meet the daily needs of the family. The second type is the shifting type. Here, a group of tribals cultivate a piece of land. After that, leave this land and move to some other piece of land and allow the older land to improve its fertility. It causes huge damage to environment and output for this type of agriculture is also very low. The third type is plantation. This was introduced by Britishers essentially for commercial cropping pattern. Only one type of crop is cultivated like coffee, tea, rubber, sugarcane, coconut, etc. It is mainly practiced in hilly areas. The fourth one is intensive farming. It results in high output and high productivity because of enormous use of fertilizers and pesticides. It utilizes irrigation facilities. It uses high yielding variety of seeds which increase the quality of produce. They follow the mechanized agriculture and yield here per hectare is very high. The fifth one is mixed type of farming. It is encouraged in recent time because of decreasing land under agriculture. Under this type of farming, two or more crops are cultivated within a piece of land. Other activities like animal husbandry, livestock growing, fisheries are also practiced along. Therefore, output is greater with a limited space. India has the largest land under agriculture compared to other countries, but still, having low output is an issue related to Indian agriculture. The reasons for this issue are mainly first, disguised employment. As in subsistence farming, 5 to 6 members of the family are involved in a small piece of land, so they are not working up to their maximum productivity. The entire family is investing their work and time for the sake of small output. Employment where person is employed but not productive is called disguised employment, and we are basically wasting our manpower in this type of employment. Second, lack of irrigation facilities. Hardly 35% of agricultural land comes under the irrigation facilities and rest of the country depends on monsoon for the cultivation. So output goes down if there is a lack of rainfall. Third, lack of monetary security. Indian farmers do not have a regular monthly income and hence there is an economic insecurity to the farmers. This is the main reason for the farmers' distress. Fourth, lack of crop insurance. Due to climate changes, there are many natural disasters. Also, there are man-made disasters which results in crop loss every year. Recently, cyclonic storms like Gaza and Titli wiped out a lot of agricultural land, which increased the farmer distress. Fifth, limited minimum support price. It is the price fixed by the government to the produce of the farmers. It was done to ensure farmers of a specific price and to protect them against the sharp fall in market price. Only 22 crops are included in this, which has 14 kharif and 6 rabi crops and 2 commercial crops. Farmers growing other than these do not get proper remunerative amount for their produce, and they were compelled to throw their produce either on the road or in the lakes to express their anger. At present, it is not a comprehensive measure to protect farmers from distress, so this MSP needs to cover more crops. Fair and remunerative price at present is issued only to sugarcane crops. Sixth, lack of infrastructure. Lack of mechanized and proper infrastructure is there, as in subsistence farming, they use mostly the primitive methods. Seventh, fluctuating monsoon. The point I think is in itself self explanatory. Now, coming over to the schemes started by government for the welfare of farmers, the first one is Kisan Credit Cards. It is one of the oldest schemes started in 1998. It enables quick and timely access to credit to a farmer for buying seeds and fertilizers. Capital is required for investing in cultivation, and this was provided in the form of credits. But this scheme is only able to cover 15% of the farmers because of the lack of awareness. The second is Soil Health Card. It checks soil fertility on 12 parameters, and so accordingly farmer can use fertilizers and cultivate the land. The third is Interest Subvention Scheme. It is a kind of credit given at subsidized interest rate. Interest on premium is reduced if farmer pays the interest to the bank regularly. Fourth, Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana. It ensures irrigation to all the farms in the country, and the major motto is more crop per drop. Fifth one is National Mission for Sustainable Agriculture. It is there to make agriculture more sustainable, remunerative, and climate resilient. It does by producing drought and flood resilient seeds. Sixth, Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. In this, insurance is given to farmers in case of crop failure. Seventh, Paramgat Krishi Vikas Yojana. It is done to encourage organic farming among the farmers. According to the data provided by Department of Economics and Statistics, the production of food grain for the subsequent year is increasing. This is a good symptom for the Indian economy from the agricultural sector. India remains among three as far as production of different agricultural products like paddy, wheat, pulses, tea, jute, cotton, etc. are concerned. India has the capacity to produce the food grains which can make vast difference in the Indian economy. To achieve targeted mark by the government, it needs to produce support in case of land, bank loans and other machineries to the small farmers along with the big farmers. With this, we can expect some improvement in the Indian economy.